So, what was Jake Russo's mother? She was a business woman or someone else?
She was a
Secretary.
businesswoman.
She
She
was a
was a
secretary.
businesswoman or not?
Businesswoman.
Secretary.
Secretary. Secretary.
Yeah, secretary. Yes, that is it. She was the secretary. And දැන් කතා කරන්න ලෑස්ති වෙන්න ඕනද චුට්ටක් මම ඊළඟට ඔයගොල්ලන් group වලට බෙදලා අද රෑ මම මේකේ ඔබට එවනවා මේ පොත නෙමෙයි මේ පොත පෙන්නමින් සුද්ධි කරන්න මම මේ කියා දෙන්න කෑල්ල නැත්තම් කතන්දරේ ඔබට එපාර මේක මේ රසය අඩු වෙනවනේ සුද්ධි මේක කියෝන එක මේ මම කියවන කෑල්ල
Dead Man's Island by John Escott. Chapter 1. Coming to England. My name is Carol Saunders. I live in England now, but when I was younger, I lived in Hong Kong.
This is really interesting. Coming to England, first chapter. Make iPhone making and I you can see I live so therefore it is really interesting. Coming to England. My name is Carol Saunders. You know the name. My name is Carol Saunders. I live in England. Oh, I live in England. Where is she? Where is Carol Saunders? Carol Saunders is in answer.
England.
She is in England.
England, yeah. England. England. Sound. දැන් කතා කරන්න ලෑස්ති වෙන්න ඕනද චුට්ටක් මම ඊළඟට ඔයගොල්ලන් group වලට බෙදලා කතා කරන විදියක් හදනවා. එතකන් අපි ඔය විදියට කතා කරමු මේ right. My name is Carol Saunders. I live in England now. But when I was younger, I lived in Hong Kong. When I was younger, I lived in Hong Kong. My name is Carol Saunders. Yeah, I'm Carol Saunders. I live in England now. I'm living in Suddas area. I'm living in England now. But when I was younger, present tense and past tense, clear? I live in London now. But when I was younger, I lived in Hong Kong. Yeah, I lived in Hong Kong. My father was a businessman. My father was a businessman there. And my mother worked as a secretary. Father was a businessman. And my mother worked as a secretary. Now you understand the thing? Make a So the story is actually the girl is Carol Saunders, and she says that she is now in England, and those days she was in Hong Kong, and she talks about her father and mother and jobs, their jobs, and she says that her mother is a secretary, worked as a secretary, and father was a businessman there. Okay, shall we?
We
lived in Hong Kong for 7 years. Yeah. So living in Hong Kong for 7 years, they have come to England. Now they are in England. Those days they were in what do we call Hong Kong? They lived in Hong Kong for 7 years, and now they are in London. Yeah. I was happy at school. I was happy at make a very emotional make katandare. I was happy at school. I was happy at school. My name is Carol Saunders. She says, the girl says, my name is Carol Saunders. I live in England now. But when I was younger, this girl, when she was younger, I said, younger they're not young. Again, when I was younger, when I was younger, Mama Vada Taruna Kalidi. When I was young, and the Matak when I was young, Mataki when I was younger, my young nanny. Young than I was younger, she still is young when I was younger. I was younger, I lived in Hong Kong. My father was a businessman. there, and my mother worked as a secretary. You know what secretary is? We lived in Hong Kong for 7 years. So far, the story is they lived in Hong Kong for 7 years, and then now they are in England. That is the summary. So she says, I was happy at school. I was happy at school. I think she is not going to school now. That is the reason why she says, I was happy at school. At school, I was really happy. Again, then happy නැතුව ඇතිනේ. I was happy at school with lots of friends. Why was I happy? I was happy at school with lots of friends. I had lots of friends. Maybe she has done schooling in Hong Kong. Probably, yeah, that is the reason. I was happy at school with lots of friends, and we had a good time. Yeah. Then I said, I was happy at school with lots of friends, and we had a good time. We had a very good time. Have a good time, we would say. We had a very good time. I like pop music. Oh, what sort of music I like? I like pop music. My music is pop music. I like pop music. Oh, I liked the pop music. Not I like pop music. I liked the pop music. I think she does not like pop music anymore. අපිට මේවයි නොපෙනෙන අර්ථ පේනවා. I liked pop music කියලා තියෙන්නේ. මම pop music වලට කැමැත්තෙන් හිටියා. කැමති වුණා. දැනුත් කැමති නම් මූ කියන්නේ නැහැ නේ මේ I like pop music කියලා. දැන් මේ ජීවත් වෙච්ච කෙනෙක් කතා කරන්නේ she would say I like pop music. මේවෙන් අපිට 아무තු තොරතුරු ටිකක් එනවා. I like pop music. That means I do not like pop music now. The Rolling Stones, David Bowie, and Jake Russell were my favorites. Pop music,
Yes.
kings of pop music. The Rolling Stones, that should be sort of pop music. David Bowie and Jake Russell were my favorites. Jake Russell was my favorite singer. Who was my favorite singer? Jake Russell. Jake Russell was my favorite singer. He died in a car accident. Jake Russell was my favorite singer. My favorite singer was Jake Russell, but unfortunately he died in a car accident. The year I left school. Yeah, the year I left school. Mama is schooling ayin which Jake Russell was my favorite singer. He died in a car accident. That's really a bad thing. That's really very sad. Jake Russell was my favorite singer. He died in a car accident the year I left school. I leave school. I leave school means I stopped going to school. The year I left school means the year 1940, 1930, 1975. Or in that year, Jake Russell was my favorite singer. He died in a car accident. Who died in a car accident? Jake Russell died in a car accident. Who was Jake Russell? My favorite singer. Yeah. But I listen to his pop music records all the time. දැන් මෙහා මේ ඔක්කොම කියන්නේ අතීත කාලෙන්. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මෙහෙම නෑ කියලා කියන්නේ. But I listened to his pop records all the time. මං හැම වෙලාවෙම යාගේ records ඇහුවා. I had hundreds of pictures and photos of him on my bedroom wall. I had hundreds of pictures and photos of him on my bedroom wall. Yeah, she says, who says that? This girl says, Carol Saunders. Yeah, my name is Carol Saunders. Carol Saunders says that she was going to school in Hong Kong and she liked the school life very much. And then he liked pop music. Some singers, Jake Russell, my favorite singer. But unfortunately, Jake Russell died in a car accident. But when did he die? He died the year I left school. I left school in particular year. In the same year, he died in a car accident. But I listened to his pop music all the time. But I listened to his pop music. Not listen to pop music. Mama, pop music listen kara. Again, dan karanne. I had hundreds of pictures and photos of him on my bedroom. I had කියන්නේ මට තිබුණා. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් තියනවද නැද්ද? දැන් තියනවද නැද්ද?
නෑ. දැන් නෑ.
I had pictures of him. Again, now he has, she has or not?
No.
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 Huh?
No, sir.
No.
Now, no.
No. Yeah. I had hundreds of pictures and photos of him on my bedroom wall. Then one day in winter, she's talking about one particular day. Then one day in winter, when I was 17, One day in winter, when I was 17, things began to go wrong for me. Things began to go wrong me. Things started to go wrong for me. You understand? Go wrong. Things go wrong mean happening bad things. So first she said she was really happy. She was really happy. Why? She was schooling. She liked her friends and she was listening to pop music and she was doing a lot of things and she was really happy. But finally, things changed one day. What is that day? Then one day in winter, when I was 17 years at that time, things began to go wrong for me. For me, things going in a different direction. For me, things were going differently. My father went to Australia. He went to Australia on business. Why is that? Her father was a businessman. My father went to Australia on business. I loved him very much. And I didn't like him going away. Oh, my father went to Australia on business. I loved him very much. And I didn't like him going away. Did I like him going away? Hello, guys. I liked him going away or not? Ramya, I liked him going away or not? Huh?
Not. No.
Ramya? Yes, okay. Little girl, yeah, correct, yes.
Yes.
Ah, no, Piyumi, okay, Piyusha, okay, right, good. Ramya, yes or no?
No.
I like my father
No.
going or not?
No, sir.
No, yeah. You cannot see me, but you can hear me. Is that okay, Ramya?
Yes.
Oh, right. No problem. My father went to Australia on business. I loved him very much and I didn't like him going away. Come home quickly. I always said to him, come home quickly. I always said to him, yeah, come home quickly. So my father went to Australia and my father went to different places. But whenever my father goes away, I would say, come home quickly. I always said to him. He was in Australia for 2 weeks. How many weeks he was
2 weeks.
there? Hello, guys.
2 weeks.
How many weeks he was there?
2 weeks.
He was there for 2 weeks. He was in Australia for 2 weeks. Yeah. So far the story. My father went to Australia. He was there for 2 weeks. And then one day, 2 weeks. Then on the day of his journey home means the trip.
Yes.
Then on the day means on that special day, on that particular day. Father is in Australia now. On particular day, on the special day of his journey home, when he was coming home, an aeroplane from Sydney, Australia, an aeroplane from Sydney, aeroplane coming from Sydney, crashed off into the sea. Then the an aeroplane from Sydney crashed into the sea just south of Hong Kong. We know what happens.
Yes.
That was the particular day.
Yes.
My father was coming back, and that particular day, a plane crashed into. Do you hear the sound? Crashed.
Crashed.
The English words suggest the sound. It crashed into the sea. Then on the day of his journey home, an aeroplane from Sydney crashed into the sea just south of Hong Kong. Everybody on the plane died. Everybody on the plane died. I heard about the plane crash on television. I heard about the plane crash on television. I saw the news. I saw the piece of news on television. At first, I did not think about my father. We were watching TV usually, we are not thinking about my father is coming or not. I heard about the plane crash on television. We were watching television. Jake Russell was watching television, eating popcorn and doing things. And at first, I did not think about my father. First, I had no idea that my father was coming on particular day. Then I remembered. Then I remembered he was flying back from Sydney on that day. I remembered my father. I remembered my father was coming that day from Sydney. Oh no, I cried. Oh no, I cried. Cried means screamed. Kya hua? Oh no, Ane. I telephoned the airport. But they did not know the names of all the passengers then. I telephoned the airport. I telephoned and asked them whether my father was there. I telephoned. Hello, is that airport? I heard about the plane crash. Hello. So I want to know whether my father was there in the plane. My father's name is Siripalo Gunapal, but they had no idea the names of the passengers. I telephoned the airport, but they did not know the names of the passengers then. At that time, it was really, really quick, and they had no idea what the names of the passengers. Perhaps my father didn't get that plane, I thought. Perhaps, Samaharavita, my father didn't get that plane. My father was not in that plane, I thought. Perhaps my father didn't get that plane, I thought. Oh, please. Please. My mother was at work. My mother was at work. And I called her on the telephone. My mother was at work. My mother was not at home. She had gone to work. My mother was at work. And I called her on the telephone. She came home quickly. And we went to the airport and waited for news. We went to the airport. My mother and I went to the airport and waited for news. Later, we learned my father was on the plane. Finally, we learned my father was on the plane. So on that particular plane, my father was there on the plane. It's not true, I shouted. It's not true, I shouted. But it was true. And I began to cry. I started crying. So that is it. So I'll send you this part. You can read that. Sorry. So the thing is, excuse me. Yeah. So the story is, what is the main character of this? Hello, just tell me. So far, the main character, Jake Crosso.
Yes.
Jake Crosso is a girl or a boy?
Boy.
Jake Crosso is girl or a boy? Yeah, you just leave it.
Singer.
Yeah. Jake Crosso was happy at first. Oh, not.
Happy.
First, she was happy or not?
Happy.
Why was she happy?
A lot.
What?
She has a lot of friends.
School is going to
School.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the school. She liked school or not?
He's like.
She liked school. Yeah. And did she enjoy other things other than going to school? There were things that she enjoyed in life.
Yes.
Pop music.
She enjoy.
Yeah. Music. Yeah, correct. Yeah. What sort of music?
Pop music.
Pop
music.
music.
Pop music. Yeah. She liked pop music. Do you think that now she likes pop music or not?
He likes pop
Like
music.
she likes pop music.
She liked pop music now. I mean, at the time of she's writing this book,
No,
At that,
No, yeah, no, probably, yeah. She liked pop music and she liked different pop singers, and now she is not. We understood that as she says everything in the past tense. I had pictures, but now she has no pictures. So after some time, things going in a different way. Uh, when did it happen? I mean, when did the event happen? She was doing what? When she realized the bad
Father
thing?
went to Australia. Father
Pardon?
went to Australia.
Father went to
Father went to
father
Australia.
went to
Father
Australia.
went to Australia, yeah.
Yes.
Father went to Australia. So then the bad thing happened. Now, going to Australia is really a good thing. Why do you think that it is bad?
Islam.
Fortunately, father died.
because
Okay.
Yeah,
she
no,
He's
going to
long.
liked to be with her father.
yeah. Her father died in an accident. Yeah. So did she like father going away from home?
No.
No, no.
No, she
How do you know
don't
that?
like.
She didn't
How do you
like.
know that she did not like father going away from home?
Yeah.
Whenever father goes away, she says,
She asked, come quickly.
"Come back."
Come quickly.
For 2 weeks.
Yes, come back soon. Yeah, she says always. Why does she say so? Why does she say that? Please come back soon.
Because she likes her father.
She loves her father
She loves
very
father.
much. Yeah, that is it. That is it. But one day she was doing something when she realized something different. What was she doing?
She watched the television.
Yeah, watching television. She was watching television.
Yeah.
So when she was watching television, she realized something different. What was that?
The
What
plane
was the
crash.
event? What was the incident?
Plane crash.
Plane crash.
Ah,
Plane crash.
Into the
I
sea.
think
He
Airplane
heard plane
crash
crash.
in Sydney.
crashed into the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
the
knew about
aeroplane
the plane
crashed
crash.
into the sea. Crashing aeroplanes into the sea is good thing or a bad thing, basically?
Bad thing.
Bad thing. Why do you think it is? මේ ගොම් ප්‍රශ්න අහන්නේ මං ඔතේ මේ ප්‍රශ්න අහන්නේ හැබැයි මේ ගොම් ප්‍රශ්න වුණාට මේ අහන්නේ තේරුමක් ඇති ප්‍රශ්න නෙමෙයි, but so that we can talk about things.
Yeah.
Why do you think planes going into sea is not a good thing?
Um,
No, it's a
All the
bad
people die.
People
No one
die.
can
Yeah,
like-
people die. When people die, it is not good. Why do you think that when people die, it is not good? Because there are people.
people.
Yeah, they die. Dying is not a good thing. We know that. Yeah, Jake Rosso.
don't like die. We also don't like die.
Yes.
Anyone doesn't like to die.
Don't like.
Ah. Yeah. So, what was Jake Rosso's mother? She was a business woman or someone else?
He was a businesswoman.
He was a business
secretary.
woman or not?
Second,
Businesswoman.
Secretary.
Secretary.
Yeah, secretary. Yes, that is it. She was a secretary. And at the time of her watching TV, was her mother at home or not?
No.
Not.
Mother was not at home.
There was
Not
work
at
in
home.
She has gone on a trip or she has gone where?
Work.
He
She
was
was
at
doing work.
working at that time.
He was at office.
Then what did Jake Rosso do when she watched television? Then she realized that there is something bad happened. Then what did she do? I mean, after watching television,
He
Huh?
called
He
mommy.
called
He
father.
called his
she
mommy.
phoned the mother.
She called the airport.
And then
She called the airport.
did
He
she phone
called-
the
He got the call.
airport or not? She phoned airport or not?
Yeah, called.
What call?
all
She phoned airport. Then what happened when she
He got
phoned
told.
airport? It was successful or it was not?
they didn't answer.
They
No.
They didn't know.
did not.
It was not.
They did not.
So
They not
yeah,
clear
yeah.
eyes.
Why do you think it was not successful?
They had.
Giving a call to airport was not a successful thing at that time. That was not a thing that she liked. Why is that?
Airport.
Can't realize.
All passengers' names.
They had no
Everybody
idea.
try to
Airport
go.
people had no idea.
The name list.
The
Name.
names of people
Name,
on
Yes.
the plane.
Name of
name of
people.
the people.
Name of people.
They have no idea about names.
Yeah, yeah. They had no idea of the names.
Yeah.
If they had an idea of the names, what happened? What will happen? What would happen? Jake Rousseau
Realize
would
the
understand.
father's name.
It would
Yeah.
Realize
Her
father's
father,
name.
he will realize her father
Father died.
Diode.
was there.
Not.
Yes.
Father
Diode.
was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Father was there.
Then I think if it happens so, they would not go to airport. That is it.
Airport.
Do you understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to make this a bit methodical. So therefore, next week I'm sending you groups. ඒ හින්දා ඉංග්‍රීසි දරිවීම කිසිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. හරිද? අපිට හැමදාම අපි ප්‍රශ්නෙට ගිහින් තියෙන්නේ එතෙන්දී අපි ඉදිරිපත් නොවන එකකින්. වරදින් නැතුව ලෝකේ කරලා තියෙන දෙයක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතලා බලන්න. වරද්ද ගන්න නැතුව ලෝකේ කරපු කිසිම දෙයක් නෑ.